Hello everyone and welcome to Star Wars The Old Republic on a GTX 1070. So as you can see, we are running at 1080p and the frame rate it really is irrelevant, the performance of the 1070 on 1080p. So we've gone to the fleet here to try and get the frames down. I should point out that the GPU is boosting to 2000 megahertz. The advertised boost clock was 1825, so that's pretty good at the start. As you can see here, the performance is just pointless, really. It is just a pointless thing. You know, we're well over 200 FPS at 1080p. This is maxed out. The shadow resolution is set to 1024, which is what it recommends. You could put the shadow resolution up to a ridiculously high level. I think, what is it, 41,000 or something like that. But you can see here, driving around the fleet, we're sort of... I think the lowest we get is 128 FPS. I think that is the lowest, but you can see it's no problem. Really, there's no problems maintaining a stable frame rate here. The frame rate does fluctuate. Of course, you'd want to cap it. If you owned the 144 Hz monitor, you could easily do that. 120 Hz, not really an issue. 60 is no problem, really. It's doing like 4 times that at the moment. So we get to this is the point here. We go here, and I think it dips. Yeah, 128. It went down to there. That was loading, and that was those draw calls of loading in all of those NPCs, or not NPCs, all those players that were standing around the GTN. So there you go. We'll circle the GTN. We're at 160, between 160 and 180, and then of course all those players are gone now. So we go back up to 200, and as we're moving around again, there's more draw calls. I don't know what event's on, to be honest. So we're sitting around the 200 FPS, 180 to 200, I think it's safe to say. But 1080p is all well and good. So let's go and we'll jump up a resolution because it's kind of pointless on a 1070, to be honest with you. So let's go ahead and jump up to 4K. Now this is 4K resolution. I did have to disable the UI. It is Alt-Z to bring up... it's the same button to bring up the NVIDIA Shadowplay. That's what we're recording with. You can see here we're still getting a reasonably good frame rate. I'll show you the settings that we're using. 2160p. We have the refresh rate set at 60, but we just ignore that. Everything is maxed out except the shadow map, but we're going to bump that up to ridiculously high levels, okay? And yes, it does have a dramatic effect on the frame rate. We lost about 50 FPS there on average, but as you can see, putting the shadow resolution to ridiculous level, you're still hitting quite close to 100 FPS at 4K running around the fleet. We're gonna do a little drive around again. There's a lot of draw calls getting there. The RAM usage is up to 3 gigabytes. The boost clock is dropped to 1987 megahertz because, again, when the temperature goes above 50, it drops the boost clock. Still well above the advertised, though. Advertised 1825 was the advertised boost clock, and it's well above that. It's 1987. So it's still not 2000, I think, because the temperature got above 50 degrees. So we're going to put the shadow resolution back to the sensible level. Realist. Although you could get away with it. You could get away with it. Now, we're driving around the fleet. It's all well and good, but I know what you're thinking. Look, that's not representative. Well, Swtor, there's very little content, so you could argue that yes, it is representative of gameplay. What is more representative? I mean, does it look better at 4K? Well, yeah, of course it does. The simple answer is yes. It has 4 times, you know, we're running at twice the resolution of 1080p. It's gonna look better. That's pretty obvious, but we're not really interested in so much in how it looks. Of course it looks better. Is the simple answer. Let us go. We're gonna go and test. We're gonna go back here and again just drop the frame rate down. There's less people at that GTN terminal than there was last time, so it's very difficult to replicate. Very difficult to replicate. We got 120, dipped down to 115. It's very difficult again to replicate because there's different people hanging around. We'll try some effects first. We're going to show you some effects. I'm not going to show you the visual. We'll show you the effects, it doesn't really have a huge effect there on the frame rate. We are playing a healer, just so we can do some Sork. Playing a Sork is decent because we got plenty of visual effects. So we're just healing this random person standing at the GTN and firing that off. Again, it doesn't really have huge effect on the frame rate, but what does have an effect on the frame rate? Well, let's go and give it a test, shall we? Because we're not going to stand around the fleet. We're not paying a subscription to stand around on the fleet. Are we BioWare? No, let's go do some PvP. Let's go and queue and hope we don't get an arena. I hope we get a war zone. So let's get into, we got Navari Coast. I did skip the loading screen because, you know, frames. So this is Navari Coast, 4K. And let's see what frame rate, unlimited frame rate. We're getting like 60, 20 FPS we dropped to there when we skipped the cutscene. So let's see if the CPU that we're using for this, I should point out, is an i5 6600K running at 4.5 gigahertz overclocked. The boost is now down to 1974, I guess, on the clocks. Let's go and see what we can do. Again, I don't really give a shit what's going on here. I'm not really trying to win. I'm going to go over there where all those people are, and we're going to go and see if we can break the frame rate. We're still, interestingly enough, still quite above 60 FPS at 4K. That's not bad, actually. We're going to run around. I'm going to heal this dude. I'm a healer. I forgot I was a healer there. Like, Jesus, I'm a healer. We'll drop out some effects. We'll throw some effects out. And again, the frame rate is pretty decent, actually. The CPU is being quite well utilized, I would say. You know, 4 cores are running. We are running recording software, so that does have a slight impact on the frame rate. We're using Shadowplay. We're recording at 4K. So I thought I'd test Shadowplay out. This is 4K 30 FPS. I didn't want to break the hard drive. That's why I did record at 60. 4K 30 is fine, to be honest with you, for recording. But we're getting over 100 FPS now. We're certainly above 60. I'm gonna go follow these dudes here. I don't even care if we're losing apparently, but I don't even care. We're not here to win. So this is a good little in-game footage. I'm so gonna kill this dude. I'm so gonna kill him. So gonna kill him. Yes, I killed somebody. I killed someone. He had differing political beliefs to us. That's why I killed him. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. He's using Saber Reflect. It's not a good idea. I'm gonna heal. Go back to healing. I'm a healer. Get back to healing. I don't know why we're running this. I'm just following people, really. To be honest, I just want action footage, right? We've got a merc there firing off his stuff. We've got... I don't even know who we are fighting Empire. Empire versus Empire, really. Are we Empire versus Empire, or is it Empire? I don't even know. Like, I'm targeting don't pull me. Racist sort. Drop my frame rate. Nice pulling. I got a medal for something. Slaying 4 enemies. There you go. Slayed some enemies. I'm not going to run over that thing. It's a health pickup. I don't need it. I'm a healer. I'm just going to go follow these dudes around. Like, yeah, I'm not really paying attention. They're winning. They've got the medal and they've got the eastern one apparently, but yeah, I don't really care. Who cares? We're here. Right, let's go here. There's a bunch of dudes here. Let's go. Hopefully, they don't get killed here. Let's go and lightning storm, everybody. Again, for no reason. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Alright, lads. How's it going? What's this hanging about? I'm hanging about the enemy team, but I'm a sorcerer, so I don't really give a shit. Oh yeah, they did change those circles to be red now. Are we fighting? I think we are fighting Republic. I don't know. I actually know. Yeah, there's a sage. There's a sage. I'm gonna just AoE these dudes. And 48, 49 FPS we're down to. Ooh, we're dipping here. We are dipping. Again, the clock speed is down a little bit. I think it's because the temperature's up. That's why it's dropped the clock speed slightly. I mean, the temperature's up. I say up. It's 53 degrees. So again, I don't know why. The memory is 4007. 4007. Well, you double that, so it's 8000. 8008 is what it's rated at. Again, it only tells you the sort of single memory. Bear in mind it's DDR, GDDR5, so you double it to get the memory performance. 2 gig of VRAM, not bad for a PvP match. The CPU is sort of 4 cores are being used, but they're sort of, you know, around the 40-50% mark roughly. RAM being used is 5.5 5.5.5.5 gigabytes, say 5.6, we'll say. We'll round it up. The GPU is, we're down at 40 odd FPS, so in a sort of highly clustered action here, this is actually quite a good test actually. It's not a bad. The biggest problem with doing sort of graphics tests in a PvP environment, you're getting a crushing darkness, son, for that, and you're getting dotted, son. Where's everybody? Everybody's dying except me. That's a good thing about being a Swtor healer, is it's quite difficult to kill. Nobody seems to be attacking me, even on the healer. Like, there's another healer there as well. They're all attacking that other healer. Let's go and drop out some. Oh, I pushed us out of it. That was quite smart. It's quite smart of him there. He's a smart player, this dude. You got to CC him. Don't CC him. Crushing darkness, the fool. Lightning strike this motherfucker. Let's lightning strike him. So yeah, I mean, the only thing I'd complain about is a lot of the text for like the pop-up text. Doesn't really scale. I had to change the resolution scale, obviously. I put it up, I had it at 1 at 1080p, so I just doubled it to 2. Really, that's all you do here. But yeah, the performance is not bad. It'd be interesting to do a 1080p comparison, but again, it's very, very difficult to recreate an exact comparison. That's why you're probably better off with PvE for doing graphics tests. But again, a lot of people complain about the performance in PvE, and yes, it is dipping below 60 FPS, but bear in mind, this is maxed out settings. You know, except the shadow resolution is the only thing that's not maxed out, so it is kind of hard. Someone got killed there. We don't actually have that. No one's even trying to take the objective. Again, I'm not caring. I'm more staring at the frame rate than wondering what the hell's going on. I'm just trying to have effects going off, to be honest. I just want to have effects. There was a big effect there. Big fire effect that went off. Give another fool of crushing darkness. Crushing darkness, gotta spread it around. It's like love, you know. Nothing says I love you more than a crushing darkness. We are a Sork. I'm not using my phase walk either. Running out of force there. Is that the that? Oh, that's nice of him. He's put out his little shield thing. I'll stay in there. I'll stand in your field. I'll take the damage reduction buff. No one else wants it. Oh, the other Sork wants it now. There you go, I'll heal you, buddy. It's alright. I'm going to use Force Lightning again because it just dips the frame rate. So yeah, the clock speed does drop a little bit, but it's still well above advertised, at least. There you go, we lost. I did more DPS than the other healer, but not more healing, so there you go. I'm a Sork, I'm going to do DPS. There you go, who the hell cares? So yeah, frame rate wise, dipped quite a bit below 60. We spent a long time, particularly when we were doing that action scene. I thought that was quite a good example there. Again, we're back on the fleet. But there you go. I thought it was a very good example of PvP. Quite a good representation. Getting in there. A lot of effects. A lot of action going on. So anyway, that is all for this video. So thank you for joining me. And we'll see you again soon. And goodbye.